Integrity, loyalty, honesty. Al Glick founded Alro Steel on these three bedrock principles. Guided by a keen business sense and a can-do attitude, Al helped drive those fundamentals deep into the Alro culture. Today, that culture, focused on customer service, has led to employee loyalty, community acceptance, and industry recognition. Future opportunities will be different, but Alro's compass will remain the same. Integrity, loyalty, honesty. Good in 1948, good today, and good tomorrow. In 1948, there was a shortage of steel in our country resulting from World War II. Al's brother Bob suggested that he might try matching companies with excess steel to those who were in need. On that premise, Al founded Alro Steel.
Well, Bob said to me one day, you know, you're really not doing anything. And he said he worked for my dad, and he was going around to different factories, and that was actually in 1946 before Alro was started. And he said practically every plant I go to, there's some material shortages, but they also have some excess material. And he said, why don't you go around and see if you can't match up some of the excess with the shortages? And I said, well, I don't know anything about that. And Bob, with his common sense, came back and said, well, what have you got to lose? Try it for a while. And it was my dad's office of Glick Iron Metal, and he had a small barn, I guess you'd call it, that we started using and putting some material in as we were able to buy it. And then in 1948, my dad built a building for Alro, 3,000 square feet, on the corner at 500 East Biddle Street. And we outgrew that very shortly, and it's kind of interesting. We think we started in building 3,000 square feet, and now I think company's got well over 3 million square feet.
In 1964, when a local industrial and hardware supply company went out of business, making it difficult for many customers to get the products they needed, Alro started its Industrial Supplies division. With the right management structure and culture, Al felt that it was the right time for Alro to grow.
In the middle 1960s, and Al Binger was our salesman, and he covered the Battle Creek area, and he said we ought to have a warehouse in Battle Creek. With Al's encouragement, we found some property, and that was our first branch.
A move to Florida soon followed, but circumstances led to unique challenges.
A gentleman by the name of Hershey Schaffner, who ran the Florida locations, and very enthusiastic and a great people person. He and I became very close. We worked together, and unfortunately, at the age of 36 years old, Hershey passed away with cancer, and so we had to take over the whole operation of Florida.
In 1974, Alro had outgrown their facilities on Belden Road, so they acquired some property in Mycorp Park and built the current High Street location, which would position Alro for the growth that would come.
Well, we didn't have a plan, no, when we first started. And really, I think when it comes to a plan, Mark Allier came in, and we'd made 2 or 3 acquisitions. And Mark maybe saw the playing field better than I did and said, you know, we're doing this and we're doing this, we ought to have a plan to go into certain areas.
It wasn't so much a plan as it was a template that we needed to construct to evaluate opportunities that presented themselves. And what we looked for was opportunities to expand our base in products as well as in geography, and preferably both. And an old saying of you can't knock over a pyramid as easy as you can knock over a tower. The broader we made that base of products and the broader we made the base of customers through geography, the stronger the company would be in the long run.
So then we really set out to try to concentrate on getting into certain areas as they became available.
1987, Alro saw the need to move into plastics.
We were hearing from some of our customers that people wanted them to machine plastic products. Being a metals company, we looked at that and said, well, that's plastic. And then we started learning more about it and took a couple people and said, hey, go find out about plastic. Is there an opportunity out there for us? And what we found out is it goes right along with the industrial supplies that we sell people. Our customers that were buying metal were also in need of plastic.
As Alro grew, there came a need for a centralized distribution center to keep with Alro's commitment for reliability and next-day delivery. But it was Alro's innovative approach to distribution that made Potterville a success.
And it's kind of like the quarterback of Alro. I mean, Potterville is so important to every one of our branches. We have like 25 or 30 of our branches come in there every night to pick up items that they need, and in most cases get it back to their home branch and deliver it the following day.
Besides being a place to put unusual inventory, it's given us a place to put equipment that we can share around the entire customer base of the company.
One of the advantages we have is if we go out and buy the latest and greatest laser technology, whether it be a tube laser, plate laser, or what have you, we have several thousand customers that can potentially use that piece of equipment.
And by having the Potterville facility and the transportation infrastructure that is hooked to Potterville, customers in all of our locations can access that equipment and get very quick response times from that stuff. One of the challenges we have is a viable manufacturing community in North America. And increasingly, we talk in terms of how do we conduct ourselves, how do we do business, how do we do things that are going to help our customers stay in business and be successful themselves, because after all, we don't have anything if we don't have anybody to sell to.
It's important that we instill that culture in the next level of management and then the level of management below that, and as well as all employees. And I think we've done that, and we're going to continue to do that.
As customer needs continue to change, Alro stands committed to continuous improvement, quality materials, competitive prices, on-time deliveries, advanced computer technology, and personal service. Alro's goal has remained unchanged: to be the best.
We're pretty tenacious about customer service, and that stems right from Al.
And we take care of all customers, whether they're small customer or large customers, and we like to treat every customer like they're our best. And that's some of our philosophies, and it's important for us that our customers succeed.
It's a very honest, open culture where we can bounce things off of people without fear of anything, any discourse happening there. So it's one of unified teamwork, and we all, I think, are all on the same page as far as understanding what our mission is to take care of the customers better than anybody else.
In Alro, we look for customers, not orders. Now, we'll take an order, but there's more to it in developing a customer. It's a long-term deal.
We like our customers. We want to give people great service. We want to give them a competitive price, and we want to help them get better. And the basis of what my father started almost 60 years ago is still there.
We have individual branches that take care of the individual marketplaces and take care of customers, large and small. We're very unique in the fact that we can take care of small customers. We can take care of large customers as well, but we're still interested in the guy working out of his garage.
Al has always been concerned about the small customer, the little tool and die shop, maybe 2 or 3 employees, because he knows that that's what he started out with, and they took care of him.
He and my dad founded the company in 1948, and here we are almost 60 years later, and Al's still at the helm, and with as much enthusiasm, dedication, interest, and maybe more than he's ever had. I mean, it just doesn't change.
There's a high level of trust, I believe, that make it all work. And that trust is the result of Al's commitment to integrity, honesty, doing what you say you're going to do. I guess it can be made to sound trite, but it's really the foundation that everything else has gotten built on.
It's teamwork, 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 and if we do that, nobody's going to beat us.